I guess I can start. I guess so. Oh, if I must. Alright, let me bring this up. Do I have everything? I do. There it is. Hello, Garo. Welcome in. I just rejoined the Realm of Awakened, so I'm gonna be in that state for a second. And how is your day? I plan on... Actually, do I even have it on this PC? I gotta check something. Gaming while listening? Nice, nice. I don't even have Krita on this PC. So I'm gonna have to re-download that to begin on your thing. You know what that thing is. It's pretty good. That's good to see. I recently bought this little Blu-ray box set from a studio known as Cartoon Saloon. I don't know if you've seen anything that they've done. They're kind of a studio where either you've seen like everything they've done or you've never even heard of them. And for me, I have definitely seen everything they've put out. For sure. But they have a Blu-ray set called the Irish Folklore Trilogy. And I had to get that for sure. I just realized that they had it and I was like, oh yeah, I was gonna buy that like forever ago. Back when I didn't have money, and now I do have money, so I got it. They made a bunch of stuff. Their most... probably their most well-known film. They're an animation studio. I think they're Irish. Either that or they just make a lot of Irish-oriented films. Or both. But they made Secret of Kells. Wolfwalkers was their biggest recent hit. And one of my favorite things they've done, for sure. They also did Song of the Sea, which is a movie that I enjoy, but I wish I liked it more. Now I gotta draw this upwards perspective. Alright, why did I do this to myself? Bro, I freaking hate myself. Past Zotan is a freaking garbage man. Who just loves misery for me. Current Zotan. And future Zotan as well. He hates that guy's just mutual self-hatred going around here. What's wrong with these guys? The Zotans need to hold a meeting and get together, and Zotan can come. I love those guys. Secret of Kells is awesome. Cool. I don't normally talk about anybody talk with anybody who knows about them. Yeah, Secret of Kells is pretty sick. But you know when that Blu-ray set came in, I was like, alright, we're watching Wolfwalkers immediately again. Frick yeah, dude. Secret of Kells is great, though. I love how much of it's just kind of like, it's not really, it's towards the end, it's more like just it's less of a traditional narrative and more of like an experience, and I appreciate that. It's definitely more of a subversive kind of thing than your Disney movie. But then I gotta say, I will be honest, Wolfwalkers is the most traditional story they've made in terms of its structure. And it is my favorite, so what am I gonna say? I'm just a sucker for what I was brought up on. You can't fault me for that. I mean, you can, but that's rude. And really my only note for Song of the Sea is that sometimes the movie sounds a little bit too close to Song of the South in terms of its title, and I do mix that up in my head, and I hate doing that. And that the little girl character design is adorable. So that's really the only two notes I have on that movie. Kind of a take it or leave it type thing. I'm making some very good progress on the scripting portion of this chapter. I gotta be honest. That's all in the background for now, but it's going well. I almost have, and this is fun to say, for like any part of the comic, I almost have that part of it done. The scripting of the prologue, it's going great. Because outside of this initial sequence is very dialogue heavy, so I hope that I'm good enough at writing to get through that, to just introduce a scene with heavy dialogue. I really came out here saying, you know what, I want to do a scene like Tarantino, and I'm just like, well, also, I've never written anything before. Let's see if I can kind of throw myself into the deep end, so to speak. And just hold my own just decently enough to not come across as boring or expository. We'll see. I tried to make sure that the information is being organically delivered and also serving multiple purposes. Like if you're doing something as a plot thing or as an expository thing, also make sure that you're trying to do something else. Like build a character moment. Multi-purpose dialogue. Keep it efficient. Keep your use of it efficient anyway. Got an idea to this, the perspective where the face is upturned and the jawline is like visible. It's so annoying to nail, and I did it. I did it to myself again. Honestly, if you were going to do another marathon for films, that wouldn't be a bad one to suggest. Although, you know, acquiring all of them or finding a spot that has them would probably be difficult. From what I understand, Wolfwalkers is on, like, Apple TV. I don't even know where the other two are. Let me even look up where Secret of Kells even is. Who the heck even has... It's on Vudu. Oh yeah, you know, Vudu. Everyone knows that. Prime Video. Alright, that's better. We have our ways. I like that answer. I have used that one on more than one occasion. It's on Amazon, iTunes, Google Play, and Vudu. Alright, so it's definitely not as landlocked, so to speak, as I thought it was. I saw Vudu at the top of the Google search result, and I got very scared. I'm like, oh no. My mom has Vudu. I'm so sorry. You have my condolences. I don't even know what's on Vudu. Am I being unfair? Am I just acting on reputation alone? Song of the Seas on YouTube. That's pretty good. But enough talk. How about you? I thought Vudu was that streaming service where filmmakers could just put... No, I'm thinking of Tubi. That's the one I'm thinking of. Tubi is the one where, like, literally any filmmaker can put their garbage on there. And I mean any filmmaker, and I do mean garbage. If you have a horror movie that you filmed on a camcorder with two bros in the woods over the course of, like, a weekend, you could put that on Tubi, and there's a decent chance it's gonna get up on there. Very lax on their acceptance process, from what I understand. And they're a huge fan over on Tubi of doing that thing where they pick titles that are almost but not quite legally distinct from a different property that already exists. Like, they'll just throw buzzwords in their C-tier horror movie just to get a watch or a view out of somebody. Like a lot of horror movies with the word Exorcist in the title, or Amityville in the title, you know, that kind of thing. It's like, ooh, this is an Exorcist movie. No, it's not. No, it is not. Quit your fooling. Jokesters. Who do you think you're kidding over there? You silly guys. You rapscallions, you. No, like the movies that are knockoffs? Yeah, absolutely. Like there was one, like in a $5 bin in a store. I saw one. I never forget it. Or I never forget the image of it. It's like some kind of Transformers knockoff, and I think it's I don't even remember. Here, let me look it up. Let me look up Transformers knockoff. Transmorphers, that's the one. I've heard of that one. I've never seen it, but I've seen it in $5 bottom of the barrel bins in Walmart. So let's see, I believe I can get the line art for this page done in a reasonable time frame. He said, knowing full well that that probably would be a wrong thing to say. But I'm optimistic after all this time, despite it all. I still have that foolish, naive optimism within me. I'm like my own protagonist. You haven't had a chance to meet her yet. I haven't even had a chance to write her yet, but you know what? She will be one of those plucky optimist sorts, but, you know, at the start, for sure. You gotta have character growth. Who knows where she'll go from there? I do. I know everything. Not everything. Most of the things that I'm gonna write about. Honestly, people with a god complex, why don't they just write books? You know, channel that into something healthy. Just write a freaking book, dude. You can create a whole world you can have dominion over. You could even self-insert as the god of that book. If you like. If you really gotta be that way, you can do that. No, these people, they gotta exist in, like, the workforce or whatever. They gotta be, like, middle management or something. It's like, get out of here. Go write a book, you freaking weirdo. Stop pretending like McDonald's is a registered nation or something. Or play The Sims. Yeah, do like anything besides occupy real-life space around other people. Just go elsewhere. I played SimCity. Maybe, you know, I like to and also if you want to humble yourself and like if you want to get rid of your god complex, maybe you just play SimCity for the Nintendo DS. At the age of like, I don't know, like 8. Because that game was fucking impossible and I had no idea what I was doing. And I imagine that game would turn anyone with a god complex into a person who's more like, you know what, maybe ruling over everything isn't for me, you know? I should probably just give up. Maybe some things weren't meant to be controlled. That game is, you will feel so powerless. They should play the Fear and Hunger games too. Just really any game that strips them of their sense of superiority. Just like any hard video game. And then they'll just be like, alright, maybe, you know what? Maybe some things have power over me instead. And I just have to accept that. Start playing, yeah, start getting, you know what you gotta do? You gotta get people with a god complex into Toho games. Or like Ikaruga. Any bullet hell shooter. Those are good opportunities for them to learn and grow. Alright, now that we got this sorted out... Oh, you know what we could do even more? And I think we have to on this lad here. Whoops, alright. How to adjust that old perspective there. And you can do that within this program. Wow, that's handy. Get their head sizes a little bit more aligned. One of my processes that I still need to streamline better is the line art. It's my slowest thing. I'm just too slow. Everything else is kind of pretty speedy with it. I just get very anal with my line art. And also, I would never let anybody else do it. I would probably forego if I had to if someone forced me at gunpoint, not gunpoint. If someone held a stick of gum in my face and said, you have to get an assistant, then I would probably allow them to do coloring. At the very most. Line art, though, that's me. That's my stuff. Hello, dog. How are you doing? Welcome in. That's not a welcome to the stream. That's just a welcome into my room, because he's here. He's here! Pog! And then we can sort of move them over. More center frame, please. So I think, to map this out in basic sequences, I got like... This isn't really going to spoil anything unless you're very perceptive. In which case, you know, kudos to you. Past this dialogue-heavy scene, I have a bit of an action sequence, and then some light dialogue after that. Not nearly as much as this opening section here. This opening scene here where I'm establishing a lot of stuff. I've been trying to cut back to purely what is essential, as you should do, so as to not overburden the reader with information. So that's transparency, what I've been working on in the drafts, in the script mines. And yeah, after that, it should be pretty smooth sailing. I don't really have a whole lot of things that need to be communicated outside of this prologue for a while. Any important lore bits or world building information. So it'll probably be like at its heaviest up front, which is usually where it is, but normally people give no consideration on Webtoon, and this is probably a result of most creators being way younger than you would even expect them to be. But they just go with a freaking lore dump up at the top, but it's not everyone, you know. Not everyone can use the excuse of age, that is. Some people, even on the Webtoons originals, they be writing on their first chapter of Season 1. In the beginning, long ago, there were 18 dragons, and the priests of said dragons were imbued with magical power. And it's like, I hate this. Stop. You've lost me immediately. Ew. I don't want to read that. In fact, I don't. I go elsewhere. Frame 1. You have lost a reader. And I don't understand how the series, with that kind of opening, they still have like tens of thousands of likes on the first episode, hundreds of thousands of views, maybe even millions of views on the series as a whole. It's like, it's such a bad writing convention to just lore dump at the top. So maybe I should give people more credit for what they're willing to put up with in terms of information being digestible. I'm always like hyper fixated on like, am I saying too much at once for the purposes of this scene? Do I really need to communicate this detail right now, or can I space it out to be put later? And then the other stories are just like, this is literally everything I've ever planned on discussing about the world and characters. Here you go. On chapter 0. In like on the first phone's length, because they do it in a long scrolling format, in the first phone's length of the story. Here's like 18 different names and kingdoms that will probably, because it's a Webtoons original, not even be brought up in the story ever again, because the editors are frantically trying to do everything with 18 series at once. So everything's bound to be inconsistent as a whole, regardless. It's just like a nightmare. But there is the positive, like I said. Maybe people are way more willing to digest information than I thought. That doesn't mean I'm gonna give in to that and start just throwing in a bunch of lore dumps and exposition, no. But maybe I should be less nervous about it when I am trying to write an expository scene, or a scene with quite a bit of dialogue in there that I have cleverly disguised. Because I am a genius. Like Kojumbo himself. Creator of Mechanical Gear and Quiet Hills. Silence of the Hills is... What is... Hold on a minute. There's The Hills Have Eyes, and then there's Silence of the Lambs. If they ever did a collab crossover, which would be the most ridiculous movie of all time, then it would be called Silent Hills. Or at the very least, Silence of the Hills. And I just think that's neat. Do I need to skew these guys? Let's try skewing them a little bit. What do we like here? Yeah, I think I like it adjusted. Half an hour. Good lord. Time moves too fast. I've been thinking this, I've been saying this for a while. Could time just, like, slow down? What did I do? Okay, hold on. You go back where you were. What am I doing? What the heck is even happening? Is it flip horizontal? No, I could have sworn that was how... Okay, flip vertical. And apparently that's the one. I'm losing my brain. Wait, hold on. But now this is like... Oh, I know what I've done. This is... Okay, oh. Counterclockwise. Oh boy. I got some fixing to do. Okay. Okay, it should be good now. Now if I flip horizontally... Okay, it is back to norm. Okay. Everything is fine. Nothing has ever been wrong. Ever. Except that one time. I need a image with this lady's face on it. Do I have one without words? Oh, I can just bring up the photos. Which I have. Well, the JPEGs that show up. No, don't bring up the... Ah. No looking. No looking, stop it. Actually, I'm pretty sure that's a test page on the, on the test comic, so, you know, you can even... You've already seen that one. I don't even care that I accidentally showed it again. Not even a little bit. What does this lady's face look like? Look like this. actually should make a character reference for this lady, but it'll just take more time that I don't got. I gotta get this thing moving. Tomorrow's a Wednesday, which is now another day off. I have them off again, which is nice. So I can commit more to my hyperdrive schedule. I will admit I did mostly nothing on Labor Day, but holiday is a different thing than my hyperdrive schedule, okay? Even a superhero takes holidays. So hyperdrive schedule went into a bit of a stasis for a day. Did not do much. It was funny, I did get a phone call from my store while I was, like a half hour after my usual come-in time would have been. Even though I had the day scheduled off, and I was like, I woke up to those 2 phone calls. And I was like, oh, thank God I fell asleep through those. But even if they called me a 3rd time, I would not have picked it up. You cannot find me. If I have a scheduled day off, I am unreachable. Good luck. I know what you're trying to do. I know what those phone calls are, half an hour after my shift would have started. On a holiday. Hey, could you come in today? No. Absolutely not. You ain't gonna find me. I fall off the world on holidays. Legit, don't bring me in on a day off. Yeah, it's just like, don't even give them the chance to speak to you on a day off. You don't know me. What are you gonna do, come to my house? If you do, I'm calling the police. That's out of line, sir. I don't care if we got a heavier workload than usual because it's a holiday and I work at a grocery store. I ain't gonna go in there. I don't want overtime. I don't want none of it. I am sleeping for all they know. And it was true. I did sleep through both of those phone calls. So I have plausible deniability for having ever even seen them. They didn't even leave a voicemail. So honestly, that's their fault. But they've probably been doing this, playing this song and dance, doing this game for long enough to realize that I probably was not going to pick up the phone, and they would be correct. I would not have. But it's like, I feel like they should have tried a 3rd time, you know? Like, 3rd time's the charm, Fibonacci sequence and all that. Doesn't operate on 2s. No, it operates on 3s. Golden ratio, the rule of 3rds, not the rule of 2s. You gotta try 3 times at least. They don't leave a voicemail, since then they know you won't call back. Yeah. Absolutely. They're sneaky, these ones. You can't give them any opportunity into your personal life. It's like those people that say, don't become friends with your boss. Because then eventually it'll just be, like, hard to, it'll become more of a work relation. They'll try to, like, they might, it's not guaranteed, but it's, like, historically, in this kind of relationship, they might just try coercing you into doing work stuff that you may not have wanted to do, and then just like, oh, now you have a friendship bond to worry about? Yeah, don't become friends with your boss. And do not answer on your days off. Don't do it. You don't have to. This isn't Japan. People aren't gonna publicly, like tar and feather you in the town square if you do anything out of the work culture, alright? This is America. We all hate work equally. We don't suck up to the man. Honestly, though, when you look into why Japan has that kind of work culture, it makes sense why they have it, because when you get a job in Japan as, like, one of those career salarymen, you're, like, basically guaranteed that job for a long time. Here in America, your turnover rate, you could be used and abused and then discarded all within like a week if the company saw fit to do so. We do not have nearly enough protection for that kind of thing. For job security, no. So Japan, it's like, yeah, you want to be like... The work culture is there because, well, their society has sort of endeared itself to the idea of, this is where I'm going to work for a while, so I might as well make the best of it, make a good impression here. So as to not shame myself in front of everybody, who I'm going to be spending, presumably, years amongst. At least that's my understanding of it as a filthy gaijin. I'm assuming that's how it is, because that's how it was described to me. And it makes sense. It does check out on a surface level, in my opinion. So that's why I believe it. Japan's got a lot of interesting stuff with their work culture. Like, I might have brought it up on stream already, but they have that whole thing where instead of firing you, sometimes they will just not give you assignments and just let you sit there and feel useless so that you quit, and then they won't have to pay, you know, unemployment for laying you off. It's a little sneaky thing. It's kind of conniving, if you ask me. I think we have those... You see those stories on Reddit all the time, too, here. Like, for America, though. Companies trying to do anything to get you to quit, as opposed to having to fire you so that they have to pay out of pocket for it. It's like, ugh. Just freaking fire the man, dude. Or woman. Or otherwise inclined, you know? It's just like, don't freaking... Don't be all weird about it. Don't commit psychological warfare upon them. That's just rude. I hope this is the right way for this. Let me check the thing. Nope, I literally drew it the wrong way. I knew this would happen. This one. Right over left. I literally saw a webcomic tip video. It was like, if you're trying to to expedite your workflow, instead of going from like the basic little like scratchy thumbnail sketch, and then into your more refined thumbnail sketch, and then into your line art, just go straight from the scratchy stuff into the line art. And it's like, brother, you don't understand how much skill you have to do that. You have lost sight of how skilled you even are as an artist. If you're telling other people to just go purely from the scratchiest, most unintelligible visuals that they put down into their line art. Like, I can't do that, alright? I'll be fully ready to admit that that is a skill issue on my part, but even still. To recommend that to other people, to amateurs and beginners, such as myself, as a tip for how to complete your comic faster, like, oh my... That process is for only the select few who have truly mastered the art of just crapping out fully formed anatomy in proper perspective just as on the daily. And I don't have that kind of capacity yet. Not Kim Jong-gi, I can't just imagine an entire 3D environment in my head and fully render it and articulate it. That ain't me. I wish I was Kim Jong-gi. Or at least I had his skill, you know? It's really crazy. One of the true masters of our time. They don't make them like that too often.
This always sounds like the beginning to the, Shine On song. And there's this little goober over here. I'll have to simplify him or find the right composition for him. Oh yeah, I should probably catch up on my YouTube uploads again. I started uploading them again, and they were getting pretty decent views for some reason. I don't know why that happens. Sometimes I just get decent viewer spikes out of nowhere. I don't know why. I do have 15 subscribers now, though, and I don't know who the heck they are. If you're listening to this in the future, hi, how are you? How was your day? I'm so sorry. Or, that's so cool. Congratulations. But yeah, I don't know where these people are coming from. I uploaded 3 VODs at once one day, and then I came back and I had 2 more subscribers, and I don't know who they are or what their motive is here. I subbed on both my accounts. That makes sense. Both Garo and my personal one. That's pretty neat. Oh, I should probably do that. I have 2 YouTube channels. Not 2 YouTube channels, but 2 accounts. I could subscribe to myself as well. I didn't even think of that. That's genius. And this guy with his freaking ridiculous pointy helmet that I think actually looks cool when I manage to draw it correctly. Other times it looks a little silly. But I can't account for that all the time. Sometimes you can't account for silliness all the time. I try, but it doesn't work all the time. And where are you going, young man? My dog is leaving the room. He has grown bored with my comic making. And frankly, I don't blame him. He doesn't know how to read, so what good would it even do him? Is there a dog that knows how to read? Has anyone tried this experiment? I'd be curious to know. Surely somebody's tried to get their dog to read. Or at the very least recognize symbols as words and such. I know there's some people that train their cats and dogs to press those, like they make a layout of buttons. And depending on the button they press, a certain thing, it communicates a certain thing that the dog learns to pick up on. Like food, or going outside. And that's pretty neat. But I'm talking about written word. A dog knowing language. A la Scooby-Doo. Also, I don't think the Mystery Incorporated gang fully explores just how crazy it is that their dog can talk very often. Like, I just need one episode of closure where the Mystery Incorporated gang is just like, oh my god, what, Shaggy, where did you find, what is this? What is happening? Are we getting a contact high from whatever you do in your spare time? Like, what's going on? I have a TikTok for you, alright. I'm ready for it. I think. Related to dogs reading. Oh, yo, yo, yo. Yo. This should be good. And this is just a candle, so I don't even need to do line art for that panel. Pog, champ. Pog. Oh yeah, apparently that Fiona and Cake show, that continuation of the Adventure Time series, apparently that's pretty sick. And I might have to rewatch Adventure Time now, because I hear it, it is not an easy show to just jump into without prior context. So it's like a full-on true successor to Adventure Time, but you need to do some homework. So I'm thinking about going back and doing that homework. That'll be fun. It's been forever since I've watched all of Adventure Time. And then had more stuff to look forward to afterwards. But apparently the new Fiona and Cake show is pretty sick. And that's great to hear. It's always a little iffy with those writers. You never know if they're going to make something amazing, or if they're going to completely beef it. Like they did with, what was it? They had the whole show on YouTube that I forget the name of right now. Some kind of intergalactic explorers going on random hijinks and adventures. Catbug was in it. If y'all know about Catbug, and you should, it's an internet treasure. Voice actor for Catbug, also the child who I believe voice acted the It's Muffin Time Muffin, if you know about Tomska, and again, you should. This is all stuff people should know. I may be terminally online, but this is like mainstream stuff here. Whoa, zooming in and out, giving myself a headache here. You know, I've seen people do this. This is just a PSA to anybody doing a speed art video or a speed draw. God, I didn't even know what to call it. Fake artist doesn't even know what to call a speed draw. I remembered, okay? But I've seen speed draws where people, they don't stabilize the canvas while they're recording. Or like, you know, set up their screen capture in a way that does that for them. So it'll just literally be like, whoa, and then it'll be rotating and stuff. It is almost motion sickness inducing. I'm a PSA to anyone doing a speed draw. Don't do that. Don't just record your desktop capture of your monitor. Don't do that. There's plenty of ways you can stabilize the footage so that people don't throw up when you're doing that. When you're playing back your footage. I tried to watch a speed draw and they did that. They did the thing where they just recorded the screen and it uploaded the raw footage to YouTube. And it was sickening. And I only say that because it was literal. I mean, I literally almost got sick from looking at it. So don't do that. Well, if it ain't Zotan, well, if it ain't Cabby, how you doing, man? It's been forever since I spoke to yous, in text form or otherwise. I'll do both, just for old time's sake. That ought to cover my bases. Too long, bruv. True enough. First time chat as well. I didn't even notice. I thought you'd been here at least once, but I guess not. How did you find me? Who sent you? Was it the ops? Better not have been. I'm a man on the run. You caught me in the middle of making a webcomic of all places. This is so embarrassing. You really shouldn't have found me like this. What is that suspicious side glance here? Who sent you? What do you know that I don't? You're a man. You knew that. Now I know you knew that. Is it a raunchy one? No. Not yet. It will get raunchy, I will tell you that much. Not for no reason, by the way. I'm not saying I'm making a sex comic. This isn't your average Patreon, come here and support me, and I'll show you booba type comic. No. All this time I thought Zotan was my dream femboy. Heart in shambles. I mean, isn't a prerequisite of being your dream femboy that I am a man? I'm pretty sure I have to still be that. I thought you were a goblin freaking... I guess... you know, goblins have... You know, actually, I don't think they do. Wait, sometimes they do. True, well played. He's interested again. I've won him back. Hot tub stream when? 1 million followers. And you can hold me to that. You can clip that and hold it over me for the rest of my life. Such that in the minuscule, hyper unrealistic, almost universe defying timeline where I become famous, you can hold that over me. But it's not going to happen, so I'm not even worried. I was gonna say, goblins, like, have genders, but only sometimes. In some media they do, in some media they don't. In media like Goblin Slayer, they're just a bunch of little horn dogs, and they're just gross. And I guess they are dudes, because it's implied in Goblin Slayer that they have a penis, and they use it for nefarious purposes. I don't really like to talk about that show. I think it's gross. Alright, let's get the bots flowing. No, this has to be organic. I'll know if you're flooding bots in here. I don't know how, but I will. You won't know. I almost forgot about that anime. I wish I could forget about that anime. People are like, oh, but it's actually good once you get past the sexual assault episode. I'm like, well, see, that's where you lost me. I just don't think I can make it past the sexual assault episode. I don't think the plot is it warrants it. I don't think it's good enough to draw me in. Because the thing about it, is that a real follow or did you type that? Oh, I see. I actually got baited by that. How dare you? He's right. I would have no idea. I almost fell for that of all things. He won't know. He's right. I wouldn't know. I just exposed my hand of how stupid I am. Let's see, Cabby. Would you read a comic, a raunchy comic about a comic with a character design that looks a little something like this? That's a guy, by the way, so answer carefully. I know you have your dream femboy tendencies. I would read anything Daddy Zotan makes. Yo, Pog. We have another reader, everybody. Padding the numbers on Webtoon and Tapas. That's the goal. I'd read the fuck out of that. Nice. He doesn't get raunchy in the comic, but maybe if I ever start a Patreon, he could get spicy. I don't intend on doing anything for like a Patreon thing, especially a lewd Patreon, for like a long time. If ever. But if enough people show up, I'm nothing if not a man who fulfills a market need when he sees one. Unfortunately, I'm illiterate. I'll look at it real hard. Did you read the super secret test? I don't think he did. I don't think Cabby knows. I think this is the first time Cabby has even heard my voice, pretty sure. So I could link the super secret test. This is the only time that he has been exposed to my dulcet tones. Second time I've heard it. First was when we played Monster Hunter World and your mic was muffled by a tornado or something. That was probably true. Garo, don't link my stuff. It's not done yet. You're linking like a half-baked dinner roll. Not even half-baked. That's like a 10th of the way baked. You're gonna get sick if you read that. But thank goodness you have a good one. Yo, Paul. Yeah, I know. I got like I got a proper. This is Swan's microphone. Not like literally, but it's the same model. I didn't steal her microphone. Or did I? She hasn't streamed in a few days. A little suspicious. No, she was at like a convention or something. But yeah, I was like, what mic do you have? It sounds pretty good. And then she told me, and then I got the exact same one. And that's the story of how my microphone got better over time. Bro's over-explaining sus? No. No. This is the correct amount of explaining. This is the exact amount of explaining that is necessary. Hello, my dog. Do you have to go outside or something? Don't sneeze at me. He sneezed right at me. Like, what's wrong with this guy? I've owned you for like 15 years and you sneeze at me. I can't believe you. Stop. I love onomatopoeia. Oh, you're gonna love this comic. It's got a bunch of that in there. And I get all fancy with the sound effects and how I render them too. Alright, I gotta let my dog out. I'll be right back for a second. In a second, I should say. Let me do that. See, that didn't even take that long. Okay. Oh boy. Lady with the white hat, kind of bad. Oh yeah, that one. I had to remember what you were talking about. Are you into the older women? I like the tan elf man. A lot of people like the tan elf man. He's also a father, so you know. If you're into daddies, that's also a thing. He could fulfill that role in a literal sense. Which page did I include of the white hat lady? Love me some wrinkly honeys. Oh yeah, this one. This page, I see. Yeah, no, I can see that one could generate some appeal for sure. Whoops. I can show you the pro tag of this here comic. Here's some people that I got. Some various designs. This is that one. Hold on, I have a better one. I think it's the better quality. Yeah, get this one out here, get this one out of here. Yep. There we go. This is the pro tag. Look at her giant 80s hair. That's how it ought to be. For every comic book character. Or webcomic character, whatever. What am I making? I forget. There's another character, also with large hair. You simply must have large hair. Actually, if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure this character is the one that you said was kind of bad on the, on my Instagram post, like, forever ago. I don't know why that's in my head, but I do remember you saying that about this one. You have created a core memory for me, and for that, I curse you. Fluffy and voluminous. Love the hair. I remember her too. I love fellow big hair appreciators. My dog is barking already. Bro, you just went outside. He only weighs like 15 pounds. I will throw him like a football. Dogs be like, let me out. Never mind, let me in. Shit. No, they usually go to the bathroom outside. Usually. Not all the time have they granted me that courtesy, but most of the time. Alright, this lady's torso goes like this, as most torsos do. They go downwards from the neck. I know this is very technical stuff, but try to stay with me. This is how it usually is. Alright, he's being like real annoying. I gotta be right back again. Oh my god, this dog. Ugh. This is what he be doing right now. He's just... Okay. I like watching this process, watching them go from indistinguishable scribbles to characters. Yeah, that's how I gotta do it. Some people go straight into line art from this phase 2, and I was talking about that earlier in the stream, and it's like, I can't do that. Those people are unhinged. Some people can literally draw without any sketch, and those people can shut up. And I don't want to talk to them. Are you also a manic schizophrenic? I don't think so. I never been checked for that, but I don't think so. This is how I see the world. Same, yeah. Which part? I don't know. This is an important question. Oh yeah, like, dude, I cannot work with a team or like an editor or someone. If I sent this to anybody, what do you think they would even send back? If I showed even if I showed them the reference picture for this character, which is gonna look like something like this with eyes, and then I sent them this, I don't think they would know how to parse that. This is, it looks like I'm unwell, and that you would find this on the walls of my room. But I assure you, I'm completely fine. Everything is fine. Don't even worry about it. Oh god, he's coming back. Hello, my dog. How are you? Come to bug me once again. Have you? Honestly, if you want to see a page of the white hat lady, who came across as more bad than I even anticipated. Let me see if I can get that. I'll hide your eyeballs for a second. And blinded. Let me open it up. I just want to hide the words on it. Whenever I look at this page, I'm like, I surely must redraw this. I don't think this is okay. Is it her character design sheet? Let me see. It's one of two things. Where did I hide it? Paw. Yeah, there was like initial character sketches I was doing, and then there's a page in chapter 1 that I have to find. Okay, I got it. Let me hide these, and then I'll be back. I'll bring your eyes back. Where the hell did I bring this? Alright, I found it. Ignore the fact that her hand is a little caught up. So here's like her initial character design, and I have no idea what I was on. I was like apparently on hip mode. I drew that. I don't even know what the intent is. Maybe I need to tone that down in the final. Holy... yeah, I don't know what I was doing. But this is what her character sketch was initially. And then that carried over into into chapter 1 when I was doing this, and I was like, good lord, man, do I need to fix this? I don't know what I'm doing here. Maybe, you know, it further accentuates the motherly characteristics of her character. Yeah. What's there to fix? I don't know, man. I have a feeling it might be distracting in some scenes. Exactly. Anyway, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I think I might have gone too far in a few places, to quote the great George Lucas. Motherly characteristics, that's the way to put it. That's how they usually justify it. When, like, Japanese character designers are being all horn dogs for their JRPG characters, they're like, we wanted to accentuate the motherly nature of the characters. Like, yeah, okay. Is that why she has freaking, like, L cups or whatever? I don't even know, dude. Can't be a mom without birthing hips, exactly. Anime be doing this all the time. If you want a character to come across as motherly, they're just gonna be, to say it in a polite way, just super well endowed. Unmistakably so. That or they're gonna speak in like a half whisper and then die. That's how anime does it. One of two ways. Either just Adam Levine style, that body of yours is absurd, or they speak like this, and they're constantly reassuring the protagonist in some kind of flashback, and then they die. And that's just the way of things. Preach, I'm going off right now. It happened to Ni no Kuni. The dying one, not the well-endowed Gazanga's one. Could you imagine if Ni no Kuni went that route? I can't. Just kidding, I can, but it didn't happen. That's not a spoiler, by the way. I'm pretty sure that's like the opening cutscene of Ni no Kuni. Dead anime mom. Would you really even call that a spoiler at this point if there's an anime mom that dies? I think that's just like a... It's like saying that the story has an intro. You know? It's just par for the course at this point. Better than those anime about harems of schoolgirls? Yeah, I freaking... usually cannot stand those. It's like isekai for me. You're gonna have to write a pretty dang good story if you're gonna throw a harem in there. Especially like a schoolgirl harem. There's gotta be a lot going on beneath the surface for me to put up with your tomfoolery. It's like, you know exactly what you're doing. I don't care who you're pandering to. I'm very stubborn and obstinate. Obstinate? I think it's obstinate. And if I see one single tropey scene, then I'm out. I don't care how good it is. If the girl is walking down the stairs and falls over and lands on the dude in a very, like, you know... in a way that suggests this is not the anime you signed up for, then I'm out. You can't trick me anymore. It's like, oh, things have gotten lewd, and it's like, they won't, though, because this is an anime serialized on network television in Japan, and they censor their pornography. So what makes you think they're just gonna stream hentai to their channels? They would never do that. Although there was that one anime that came out. What was it, like a... some kind of... They were like reviewers of certain types of establishments. And that one I remember causing a bit of a stir for pushing the boundaries a little too far for most of the Japanese censorship organizations. I don't know who the heck was even bothered by it specifically, but I just know it was a big thing. Let me see if I can find the name of that show. Interspecies Reviewers, and you can probably get the idea of the show from there, to be honest. Messy? Yeah, I don't think you even need me to go. I mean, it's just like, it's all in the name. Why was Interspecies Reviewers cancelled? According to Japanese fan site Otaku JP, the anime was discontinued because the program management of the TV station. It was not cancelled because of its content, but because of its network's mismanagement. Wow. It wasn't even because it was just lewd. It was just because they botched it up. Freaking middle management. Dummies? The show was banned in Australia, though. Yeah, Australia be a bunch of prudes over there. Maybe this wouldn't be an issue if they were allowed to make uncensored adult stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Because the thing about Interspecies Reviewers is there are, like, full-on episodes of hentai that for the series. So I don't even know, like, why they bothered making episodes that were broadcast on network television. And then there's also these, like, banned, definitely not aired episodes elsewhere. Which I definitely have not watched out of curiosity. Nope. They haven't had an outlet for real degeneracy since World War II. Yeah, that's a way to put it. I just wish they would stop censoring genitalia on pornographic content as if that is doing anything. As if they have fully concealed the illusion of nudity. Children won't even know what that is. Who knows? It's indistinguishable, indeterminable. Why did I look it up? Oh no, why am I clicking on it? Oh, dude. What's happening? Oh no. What's happening? Why am I watching it right now, dude? Too much lotion anyway. Expires in 30 minutes. Lotion expires? Ew. If you're buying the kind of lotion that expires, I shudder to think what the basis of that lotion even was. Alright, we've been streaming for like an hour 25. I think we can get to work on... I have to re-download Krita anyway. So I will start on Guerrero's Commission. I forgot I didn't even have Krita on this PC. So let's download that again, shall we? It's free. I haven't animated in Krita since I made my starting soon screen. So this will be a bit of a relearning experience. Luckily all the animation I've had to do in Krita has been pretty simple so far. I haven't had to do like a frame-by-frame sequence. Otherwise, I wouldn't even have tried. I would just buy the Clip Studio EX thing. I'm waiting for a sale so I can get Clip Studio EX and then animate in Clip Studio, which is what I'm using for my comic. I should just do it, but I like having more money, so I'm gonna wait. Why spend $150, I think? I don't know, maybe $100? I forget. When I could spend less than that. Alright, Krita is now open. And if I'm not mistaken, I have a Krita thing. Yeah, I have a window. That's a pretty penny. Yeah, Clip Studio is expensive, but it goes on sale like all the time for like half off, if not more, so, you know, that's how they balance that. File new. Animation templates. Let's just see what happens if I use this. Oh, God, I didn't know what I was looking at. I don't know if I like this. We'll just do a new document. I don't like this. I don't like this thing that I've created. Let's see if the Krita thing is even... Or if I would have to recap... Oh, wow, it actually just auto-filled to it. Interesting. Lovely. I do have to adjust that, though. I don't really care if this gets cut off over there, so we'll do that. We'll go back to Clip Studio, though, for a second. Oh, wow, look at that. My avatar is, like, seamlessly placed. There's not even a difference in movement. Oh, wait a sec. Oh, God. You saw the Matrix. Don't look at the Matrix. Alright, we'll go back here. I have to shrunk this. We'll open this up. We'll isolate this. And I have to open up this. Find Garrow's ball form. Here it is. The Matrix, it calls to me. Alright, here we go. Whoops. Well, I guess we don't need that one. We don't need this. We don't need this. We don't... Is that Zotan I see? There he is. The man himself. That's me, by the way. This is what I look like in real life. Down to a T, pretty much. So that is why Zotan came into existence. He just serves as a visual representation of me as a man. And it's photo accurate, too. You're that guy from the Beatles. You mean all of them? At some point? But yeah, if you mean John Lennon, I have heard that one. That's my Discord picture, but not like a flattering picture of John Lennon. It's the creepy face he makes in a music video. I can't even really describe it. I don't even remember what music video that's from. That's how much of a fake fan I am right now. Ah, my eyes. Give me the gray back, please. Thank you. Posers Unite. I don't know any songs, just musicians. You just read Billboard Top 100 list and you're like, yeah, I know music. Absolutely I do. I wear band t-shirts I don't listen to. Let's expand this. Oh, there we go. Maybe the goth girls will give me a chance if I can fake it well enough. There's this one Twitter artist I find who draws a lot of women love women type content. Girl love, whatever you want to call it. There's tons of names. And they're always wearing band t-shirts. And it's always such like a weird aesthetic to me. to just see like it's a retro 80s anime style, which is part of the reason I followed them. And then they just like, for the shirts, they always just superimpose like a Disturbed logo or some kind of Avenged Sevenfold logo or what, like all of these band logos onto the shirts, and I'm just like, whoa. It's so weird that that works. It shouldn't work. But it looks good. Maybe it's just all in the execution. Alright, now for Guerra's Commission. I believe we need to hide the mouth, because the mouth is a separate asset, and the pupils being gone is fine too. Actually sounds cool. Sounds like marketing look for, yeah, for bands, I guess. Where is the mouth? Where did I draw the mouth? Is it just on this layer? That would be annoying. I think it might be. No, it's gotta be in one of these. Maybe if I select it. Found ya. Alright. You are killing me? No! I'm selecting certain parts of you for my science experiments. Now, was I annoying? I did. The controller and the hands are separate parts. Or they overlap each other, but there's nothing underneath it. But we can fix that. The only thing I need to do for your animation is controller movement and pupils blinking. So we can just... Actually, we can merge visible layers here. See what happens. Alright, that worked perfectly. Oh no, it's got the background. Let's hide the background. What is this layer? I don't know what layer that is. We'll keep it out. Experimenting on a frog? How original. Merge visible layers. Alright, there we go. We'll delete your hands. You don't need them. I've been saying this forever. Actually, I should Control C, Control V, and then delete them. Just wanted to add stars flickering. Legit no need to add that, though. I mean, if you want to, I could definitely do that. I would probably do that in Krita, though. That seems simple enough. Alright, so this is you in your truest form. Believe it or not, this is peak performance. We'll save this as a PNG. Garo. GIF. Face. There we go. Okay, that would be neat. Yeah, I could do that for sure. I mean, you did already tip me more than I charged you for, so I don't see why not. And then I'll go back into Krita. God, I have not used Krita in a hot second. I'm gonna need to relearn how to animate in this program, but don't worry, I can do it. And then I gotta remember to swap back here now. Edit. Is there a canvas thing? Document information? File new. Let's just make sure I have, yeah, 300. Blah 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 blah. Create. Okay, that should be good. And get this one out of here. And then we can go into here. Find your face. There it is. What the heck happened? Get over here. Insert as new layer. There we go. Where's my layers panel anyway? Oh, it's right here. Nice. Alright, and then we can insert the hands one at a time. And I got, oh god, managing which program I'm in while streaming is a nightmare. I don't do this often. Alright, so now we just need the hands. And this will be, I'm gonna need to draw the bit of the controller that's missing. C, Control V, and then go back here and delete. Then hide this. See if we can clean up the edges there. Since I did not have the foresight to make these assets separately, like a moron. It's on me, though. You did say you wanted to do future work with the model, so this is on me entirely. For not being forward-thinking. Let's get some anti-aliasing on here. Wednesday's my day off tomorrow, so I could probably get this done. I don't want to overpromise, but I can probably get it done tomorrow, assuming that I can relearn how to animate in Krita well enough. I really should just buy Clip Studio EX so I can animate all in one spot. That would make things easy. And apparently, like, you know how we have here in the Western animation, we have programs like Toon Boom, Harmony, stuff like that. And there's some other one that I forget the name of. But in Japan, for anime, apparently Clip Studio is like an industry standard for animation, particularly with anime, which is cool to know. I didn't expect it to catch on as like an industry powerhouse for animation. But I have heard that Clip Studio is very much better than a lot of other animation software for like line art specifically, so it checks out. If you find a good program for line art, you're never gonna part ways with it. Especially if you're one of those anime animators where all your line art is super thin, so it has to look great, or else it'll be very noticeable. Now, Garo, did you send me a GIF of this character, of this ball form here, with the controller movement in it, or did I just see that in our chat over what was going on? I don't see it in our chat, so I think it was just during our call that you showed me it. I just wanted to get a reminder on how the controller movement, on how you want that to look, I suppose. Moving the controller was a convo, yeah, but I'm wondering just like what it looked like specifically. Like, I could intuit it, but I was wondering if you had any specific way you wanted it to be. Alright, we got hand right, hand left. Let me send you the GIF I currently use. That would be much appreciated. File, export PNG. Garo GIF. Hand R. Because technically that's your right hand. I know how mirrors work. There we go. Put this in here as a new layer. Blop. And then we'll do hand L. And then we'll go back here. I realize I'm not swapping over to Krita, but I've since given up on documenting every small action that I do over there. Oh yeah, I should probably save that. Well, yeah, we should probably save it. Okay, save as my art state. You know, I should just make a folder for your commissions specifically. I'm gonna do that right now. Sent, thank you. Look at it. Alright. Alright, yeah, that's about what I remembered. I just wanted to make sure that we're getting stuff correct. Now we can draw the controller. Ew, look at it. Oh god, what happened? Someone bit my controller. It's the G pen here. I pressed the Windows key like a fool. Alright, let's try... I really should have just drawn all this. Ah! As a separate asset. Lessons for the future. I was hungry, okay? You didn't gotta bite the parts that you hold. That's so inconvenient. You can bite like right here, I guess, you know? There's not any even important buttons right there. The D-pad's like over here, analog stick's over there. You just bite right here. Or like here. Does this work? That works. Let's touch it up. And that looks like a controller to me, dang it. Well, part of it. Gabino, hello Halber. Welcome in. How are you doing? On this fine... Well, for me it's afternoon now. I literally woke up... I set an alarm for my stream time today, because I was testing it to see if I could actually wake up through it, and it worked. The downside is I set it to literally 1 PM. Which is when I start stream. So I was like, oh great, I woke up and now I have 0 time to gather myself. But I stream nonetheless because I care. And also because I feel like when I get commissioned I should, you know, achieve it in as timely of a fashion as possible. So I decided, you know what, I probably should. I probably should stream today. But the alarm did work, so that's pog. We found an alarm that works, everybody. For those of you who were not around for the discussions of it, I literally am so bad at waking up to alarms that I have a custom alarm clock with a what was called a bed shaker in it. And it's essentially just a vibrating hockey puck. Get your mind out of that gutter. I know where you're going. Leave. But I put it under my back, essentially. And it more often than not wakes me up. Sometimes it doesn't, though. But today I just used my phone alarm to see if I could wake up on time. And it worked. I would have worked on the commission even if I slept through my stream schedule, but it's nice to see that I was able to do it all. Everything I set out to do today is being achieved. Except for eating pizza. I do have pizza downstairs, and I was gonna do that, but I haven't done it yet. And now that I have it, now that I'm realizing that there's pizza that I haven't eaten, I'm really thinking about eating that pizza. I need that pizza. Now, how did the hands look here? Put them above. So yeah, I guess we don't need to go too crazy with the shadows. This should be good enough, I think. Let me check the GIF actually. Yeah, it shifts slightly, so I can extend the shadows a wee bit, and then we're pretty much good. I gotta get rid of the little blue here, though. The hand residue. Whatever looks good. Yeah, I think we'll just we'll just be on the safe side here and expand the shadows a bit more. So that when it moves, it doesn't look as disjointed as my starting soon screen. Since my starting soon screen was purely for me, you'll notice there are a few things that are a bit lazy about it. I did with what I could with my limited art skills. I think you did a swell job. But yeah, here we can go to my starting soon screen. You'll notice if you direct your attention towards the bottom of the frame that the chain there is a particularly lazy point for me, in that it just kind of cuts off. It's not really noticeable unless I bring it up or you stare at it for long enough. But yeah, I completely was like, I don't even care. I don't care about drawing the rest of this chain link and redoing the animation. I imported the asset, and that is all I wanted to get done, and it looks good enough. Good enough for rock and roll, baby. We don't need rules. Actually, I need to select this here. Well, that's not going to work. Oh, you know what I could do? I could do this, and do this. Yes, yes. Probably don't need much more shadow than like this much here for this side. Alright, that should be good. That ought to do it. It looks a little weird because it's going to have hands in front of it, you know? But essentially, I think that's what we're working with here, and that looks good to me. Now we just need this controller to be exported as a pung. Garo GIF control. And then I will export all of this. I gotta put all this in the new folder I've made specifically for your commissions here. So that I can find everything. Let's do that there. Perfect. Alright, now we can go here, and then we can go into Krita. And you know what? You might as well see what's been going on over here. And then I gotta get this. And then I gotta get this, and then this. A little bit of this, and then there we go. Wow! I gotta rearrange that. And it's here. I've noticed that transforming in this program takes a hot minute. It really doesn't like that. Alright, thank you. This is why I don't use Krita as often as I could. It's just sometimes it's a little slow. And this is a new PC too, so I know it ain't my fault. This is just perhaps I've chosen a resolution too high for this. But you know what? It's better to have a crispy resolution than a really fuzzy bad one. So that's my that's what I'm operating under. Krita has its quirks, to say the least. Yeah, it's a free software. You get what you pay for. I have seen some of the art that people can make in it, though, and it's impressive. Oh boy. Just please Control T. Oh my god. Actually, I do recall Krita crashing sometimes when I was doing Control T. Oh boy. It is exploding right now. I don't know if the software is gonna feasibly manage to transform all of these at once. I'm gonna have to avoid doing that in the future. Oh boy. I don't know what's happening. Hello, Krita? Are you good? File, transform. Does it have transform? Edit, transform? Image, edit. Because the program is running fine. Oh, here we go. Transform, scale, layer, shear. Group, layer. Yeah, I found it. God, I really have not used this. But it has auto actions. How do I just transform like I was doing? Offset layer? No. Free transform is what I need. Select all layers. No. Alright, we'll freaking figure this out. Hold on. I'm gonna actually look this up right now. Add a transform mask. Select the transform tool. Select any of the what is going on, man? Why is this so unintuitive? I have no clue. Yeah, this will definitely be... I will figure this out off stream and I'll come back and we'll animate next stream, I think. I don't know if... Yeah, we're cutting I will definitely have it ready next stream. And we'll probably finish it next stream, honestly. I don't imagine blinking and controller movement taking too long. And the twinkly stars, we could definitely add in again, wouldn't be too much of an issue. There's a transform tool, apparently. Which I am on, apparently. What the heck? But why is it only moving these ones? What the heck is going on? No worries, yeah, sorry, forgive me. I don't know what the heck this software does anymore. Because now I have this selected, but oh my good lord. Group them? Group them. Layer group. Quick group. And then transform them. No, that just did that. Well, maybe if I do this. Ah, there we go. Yeah! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. Oh my god. Could they have not just made it Control-T? I mean, like, what's the deal? Alright. Thank you. We figured out how to move a layer. Or multiple layers. Beautiful. Alright. Now, where's my animation window? Window, workspace, animation. Perfect. There you are. And I will be rewatching Krita animation tutorials off stream, I believe. And if I can do workspace back to default, yeah, I can just swap at any moment. Good. Okay. We'll do a new layer for the pupils as well. And I know what color those are. I have the reference sheet. It should be grand. Alright, I just wanted to get that document set up. I will learn how to animate in Krita all over again for next stream, don't you worry. And then we will be able to get it working just fine. I think I can hand animate the twinkly stars and the pupils. The controller movement I'll have to do with like some tween animation stuff again. But I remember the tween stuff being the most complicated of the processes, but I did do a whole thing right here using exclusively the Krita tween animation, so I should be able to get a handle on it again. I did it once, I can do it again. But yeah, I really don't want to just waste time streaming trying to figure out how to animate in Krita again when I very clearly do not remember, but I'll get a handle on it again. It's not a muscle I exercise regularly, but I did get the document set up today. So their stuff has been done. Don't save any of this. Don't save any of it. Please hide my shame. Hide my shame. Freaking Wind Waker music goes hard, by the way. Zotan is awesome. Zotan, I freaking hate that guy. Get him out of here. I'm just kidding. I could never hate Zotan. He is my son and also me. I am my own dad. It's true. I think we all knew deep down that this would happen. Here we go, guys. I'm about to reuse assets. Isn't that crazy? The only thing that needs to change in this panel is the head angle, so that's all I'm gonna change. Conservative with my workload. Sorry. I have a pop filter, though, so I don't feel too bad about doing that into the microphone. Reusing assets. Hey, at least I'm not a filthy 3D model compiler. You 3D modelers, you sicken me. Not really. But I would never stoop to your level. .3D modelers, sometimes they don't even reuse their assets because they don't even make the assets. They just take them from a store somewhere and it's like, oh my god. Tell me you have a deadline and don't care enough about your story to stick it to the man without telling me all of that. If it were me, if I ever got an offer to become a Webtoons Originals artist, you might be thinking, but Zotan, that's like a full-time job. You can get paid to do what you love. No. They hardly pay you a sub-living wage at all, first and foremost. So what I would do is if they ever selected me to be an original on their platform, I would respond to the initial email like, oh, I would love to. Now that I have your attention and you're required to read the rest of this, what is wrong with you people? If you take this email to your superiors right this instant, young lady, I'm just going to assume who I'm speaking to. You know, I don't care who they are. I'm just going to say young lady in the email. For no reason. Sounds funnier that way. I don't know, young man is also pretty funny. And I'll tell them, I will become a Webtoons Originals artist when you start paying people more than they can, you know, more than enough to live, like, pay rent, for example? Or, like, pay the assistants they hire out of pocket? Because working for Webtoon, I'll tell you, based on every story of every Originals creator, is a nightmare. I would not wish that career on my worst enemy. Even though it's supposed to be a dream job. It really is sad how many of those supposed dream jobs just end up being nightmares. Like animators. Animators all over the world be getting the raw end of the deal. I would definitely not be an animator in today's climate. It's rough. It's rough out there. Similar issues to overworked, underpaid. There needs to be somebody to disrupt the monopoly. Or the oligopoly, or whatever we're working with here. I don't know. I took an economics class once, so... Gotta restart PC? Alright. Do what you gotta do. I'll probably still be here. I doubt it'll take 30 minutes to restart your PC. Unless it does, in which case I'm so sorry in advance that that happened to you. That would be horrible. Trying to get this face angle correct here. Got a little turn, little thing here. Little lines of action. Is Amir or the violins in this song hurting anybody else's ears? That is some aggressive violin. I'm sure it's very difficult to play this piece, and it's very pretty in comparison to what it could sound like, but this violin hurt me. Alright, we've done the thumbnails for this page to the degree that I think I can translate them into line art comfortably, and so I will. Okay, good. So we can draw a couple of the panels here. Back. Welcome back. I never left. I've been here the whole time. Dropout TV, College Humor, anybody? Sam Reich. We probably got time for this page. Sorry, this panel. Not this whole page. That would be crazy if I was suddenly that quick at line art. I'm not. I'm not familiar with that one. It's good. Dropout TV is the streaming platform that, College Humor, the YouTube channel, made, and they have a bunch of very fun shows on there. Some of them include, but are not limited to, a D&D actual play show called Dimension 20. Hosted by Brennan Lee Mulligan, who I adore as a human. As a human being. He seems like a great dude, and he's very talented. In a lot of ways. He also writes a webcomic, I believe. I believe it's a webcomic. Still. I know it was a webcomic. I think it still is a webcomic. It's called Strong Female Protagonist. He has an artist who does it with him. I have not read most of it. I started reading it, but I should read more of it. Sam Reich, though, hosts a show on Dropout called Game Changer, which is an improv. It's sort of like Whose Line Is It Anyway? Is the closest thing I could compare it to. He's the host of that show. It's very fun. Very funny. A lot of the current college humor casts, are very funny people. And that's mainly why I assume their streaming service has been successful. But if, like, any of them retire or quit, it's gonna be really hard for that platform to survive, I think. It'd be like, what if, it would be like if one of those people quit, Dropout, it would be like if Critical Role announced that Matt Mercer would be getting a replacement. It just wouldn't work if that happened, you know? It's too dependent on the personalities attached to it. You'd have to find someone pretty special if you're gonna make a replacement.
It's that kind of vibe. To the point where it's like, where you might as well not do it at all if you're gonna try replacing those people. Hmm. Oh, no, I gotta fix that. That looks decent enough for what I need. Look at his well-defined collarbone. Doesn't that just scream? Look at his well-defined pectorals as well. Is this character a thirst trap? Not intentionally, but the more I draw him, the more I think, you know what? I don't even swing that way, but I respect it. And I'm drawing him, which is the thing I also am surprised about. Usually if you draw things, it's impossible to find them, like, even remotely appealing. But for this guy, I'm willing to suspend my disbelief for a bit. For a minute? That's not even a word. This guy's got me flustered. I'm not even saying words right. This tall, tan elf dad. Let me see if I can adjust this. I'm glad this Zelda playlist is so goddamn long. Yeah, it really comes in clutch when I just could not be bothered to go change the music otherwise. Oh god, how do I draw this jawline from this angle? I hate myself. Again. Lesser known parody of the, or lesser known verse within the Johnny Cash song. It's not even his song, but it is his song, you know? 9 Inch Nails even said that's his song now. He made it his own. Probably one of the best covers of any song in the world. Such a transformative take on not only the song, but its message. And I'm glad that Johnny Cash went out with something like that in recent memory, you know? Just solidifying him as one of the GOATs. I read a biography on Johnny... Actually, was it? I think it was an autobiography on Johnny Cash once. And that dude went through some stuff. There's a passage in there about how he once got disemboweled by an ostrich or something. And he had to, like, hold himself together until he could pee, until, you know, medical attention could be administered. Yeah, they said that sometimes the song is written and sung for someone else to find and cover it. Yeah, it's a pretty cool thing, that moment. God, this jawline, so, like, the face here looks fine in isolation, but trying to draw it from this angle, I'm gonna have to work on that off stream for sure. Hide my ineptitude. Listen, I'm giving myself dynamic camera angles here. You gotta give me a break. And I'm not using 3D models on top of that. I'm basically a saint. And this is my self-flagellation. Is to give myself difficult camera angles. They're visually interesting, but oh my god. Sometimes I wish I could just draw a sitcom. If I could storyboard an animated sitcom where you just have like shot, reverse shot, and then just keep swapping between these two, I would. Be the easiest money ever made. But no. I'm drawing like an epic fantasy series, that's the idea anyway. So I gotta have things look cinematic, and dramatic, and cool. And that stuff's hard to do. Ugh, dude. Freaking hate this, dude. Why couldn't I have just drawn a slice of life comedy, my dude? Freaking, oh. Where nothing happens. And the comedy is very subjective, in the sense that sometimes they don't even tell jokes. Oh yeah, she also has this like little cape thing billowing out behind her. I need to draw that. Out of her cloak here. Very multi-layered outfit. Let's make sure we get that. That's a bit of a tangent though, and I don't like tangents. We'll finish up this arm and then I'll call it. Should I make them bigger? I might have to make them bigger. Big, 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 big. I mean, I kind of like the small look they give here in the composition, so maybe I'll change this back in the future. But maybe just like a tad, a skosh bigger even. This song seems particularly style. There you go, Zelda music. Be audible, why don't you? Maybe this would be like this? No. I'll iron this out. Let me actually see if I have a page that I can look at real quick before I sign off. Of her sleeves. I do. Okay, so it's more like that. Got it, got it. Alright, so this would actually extend longer. And I'll fix that later. But for now, that's gonna be all I can do today. We made some decent progress. We got our secondary thumbnails all ironed out so I can go into line art. Finish that up, start coloring stuff. It'll be fun. Maybe I should do like a curved perspective thing for like a fishbowl. I'm thinking about stuff. We'll get there. But yeah. That's it for me. Thank you all for stopping by. Have a great rest of your day. You have a great rest of your day. I command it. But yeah, tomorrow, same time, same stuff. Hopefully I will have relearned how to animate in Krita, so I can begin that commission, or getting that part of it done. That shouldn't be too bad. It'll just be a relearning process. Getting back on the old bike. Talk to you later. Talk to you later. And talk to everyone else later as well. And bye-bye.